Steve,
Yes.
you look like the kind of man who's been angling for a way to support the show.
Well, yeah, I mean, I already give it all my time, effort, attention.
But the missing piece is you're not going to get any of your money.
No.
Have I got a solution for you? You can head on over to patreon.com/KevSteve, and if you stick just $5 a month on there, you can have an extra episode of this show every single week.
I'm already here for the episodes. Can I give you a little bit more and get something else?
Yeah, if you give me $10, you can get some other stuff that I can't remember. Or for $30, even more stuff that I can't remember. But more importantly, the $5 one, you get an extra episode of this show. It's a mini episode, an old school style episode. You get an extra one of them every single week, and that's less than a Twix a week.
How much do I have to pay you to get presents from you twice a year?
$30 a month. Stop quizzing me on Patreon.
What's that in English money?
I don't remember. 20 quid maybe?
I think it's 1.5. I think you're looking at probably about £15, £16
I think you're looking at a conversion rate from the 90s.
No, I was converting dollars into pounds today.
Well, you did it incorrectly. Otherwise, we were ripped off when we recently did a conversion because I converted $30 into pounds and got 20. We weren't ripped off. We ripped them off. We're scamsters. We're currency scamsters.
We are the best negotiators in the world.
So if you want to help us scam currency, head on over to patreon.com/KevinSteve. Hello, I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And we're from the internet. And you, using your little currency conversion thing on your iPhone, your intelligent phone, have just proved me to be a man who knows more about currency than you do. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I am probably being misled on the currencies that I was changing. But no, I think that's about right.
You didn't a minute ago.
Well, Google lets you change it.
Well, you've just changed it to make me feel better. You're massaging my ego.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I also have a load of pictures of whales.
Yeah, why? When we're just flicking through the tabs on your phone, we've got driving test cancellations. You cancelling a driving test?
No, I'm trying to find a cancelled driving test.
I see. And then images of whales. What's with the whale images? Talk me through that one.
I was on Twitter.
Because you've actually Googled whales with legs there, haven't you?
I was on Twitter and I saw a TED talk that said something about whales starting on land and then all walking into the sea and living there.
So you Googled whales with legs?
Yeah, because apparently they found a massive fossil of a whale with legs, and all whales have legs, apparently.
What do you mean all whales have legs?
They have legs, but they're just inside them, like
they're not legs then, are they?
Yeah, they're leg bones.
They're not. If they don't stick out, they're not legs.
Well, they were attached to the spine and worked as legs, but now they're just there in their backs.
They're no longer attached to the spine, and they don't protrude from the body in any way. They've basically got a wishbone.
But
that's what that looks like
legs.
on there. Yeah, but they're not legs anymore.
No, they're not
so
anymore.
You can't say they've got legs. You could say they used to have legs, but you can't say all whales have legs, because they don't. Because I'm looking at a picture of a whale now. That's different.
And its fins are like giant hands.
They're more like fins, if you think about it.
Now look at the bones.
Yep, they look like fins.
The outside look like fins, but inside those flabby fins are...
Just because a man has drawn a picture of a whale where he's drawn the bones over the top of the whale doesn't mean that's how the bones are. Until I've cut open a whale fin myself, I'll believe nothing. I assume it's like the human ear and there's no bone in there at all. Because everyone knows the human ear is entirely boneless.
But, no, it's fact. Apparently whales are just so fat that their bones are just floating around in their body like those people from WALL-E.
Is that what's happening with the people from WALL-E? I thought they were just lazy.
Did you not see the evolution of man in that? They started off as normal people, and then they got progressively bigger every generation, and the people who lived there at that point could barely move. They were all just carried around on their chairs all day. And they had to...
Yeah, they still had arms, though. They hadn't moved inside their body and detached from their spines.
But it was only a matter of time. We're talking... That was 40 million years ago that whales were walking around on dry land and decided, you know what, I'm sick of this, I'm going back to the sea.
Whereas... I can't get their thought process there. Why would you do that? What was wrong
I
with
can
being
see
on
that
land?
thought process. If
What?
someone said to me, "Do you want to just go live in the sea and not die?" I'd be like, "Yeah, go on."
Well, why is it go live in the sea and not die? Why can't they just go live in the sea or stay on land? Either way, you can carry on living. You're fine.
They don't like live forever. I just meant I don't want to drown.
But why wouldn't you just stay on land, where you can watch telly and?
Because up until man, there was no predators for them under the sea. They could just drive around, swim around, open their mouth, eat anything.
They eat salad and stuff, don't they? Whales.
They eat whatever. Have you not seen Pinocchio?
No.
I watched it yesterday.
Why did you watch?
This is all
Pinocchio
coming
yesterday?
together nicely.
Why did you watch Pinocchio yesterday?
Because I haven't seen it as an adult, and my kids hadn't seen it. That's a bizarre story. If we
I've
could get
never
away with
seen
writing
it.
stories like that, a fox convinces him to become a dancing puppet with no strings, and then
Hold on, what? So he started out not as a puppet,
he was a puppet,
right? But the fox convinced
and
him
a
to
fairy
dance,
gives him life.
right?
He goes on his way to school. A fox convinces him not to go to school because he can make money as an actor.
Okay.
So he becomes an actor. The man who owns him as an actor doesn't let him go home to his dad, so he runs away. The fox finds him again and says, "Oh, if you want to run away, I know a magical island you can go to where you can do what you want all day. Smoke cigars, play pool, drink beer." So he goes there. But it's a trick. They're all being sent there to be so depraved and debaucherous that they turn into donkeys. So he flees before he turns into a donkey. Runs home to his dad, half donkey, half puppet. Finds his dad has gone looking for him. Finds his dad is in the belly of a whale. So
How did he get there?
he sailed around looking for Pinocchio
Right.
and got eaten by a monstro the whale.
Why would you sail looking for a donkey? Surely
because
you'd stay
I think
on
he must
land.
have heard that he went to the island where he got turned into a donkey.
Right.
So then Pinocchio ties a rock to himself and walks along the bottom of the ocean.
This is a long story.
looking for Monstro the whale, and then he gets inside Monstro the whale and rescues his dad. And that act of heroism allows him to be a real boy. It's such a convoluted, weird story, but it had a whale in it.
I'm absolutely flabbergasted
We should
by
write
the whole
stories like
affair.
that.
I don't know that we should.
That one's like, what, 80 years old? And
In fact, all Disney did there was just picked an old story, put a fox and a whale in it. A whale might have been in the original, but they've put in a fox. That's how you Disney a story. You pick an old fairy tale type thing, and you just stick a talking animal in it. Boom.
well,
Gold.
the puppet stuff in there, I just thought Pinocchio told a lot of lies and his nose grew.
No, I think he was originally a puppet.
Oh, yeah.
So
But, I mean, he was a puppet that came alive, wanted to be real, told loads of lies,
Yeah.
learned lessons about telling lies.
and then got eaten by a whale. I
Well-
bet the whale's in the original one.
Probably. We should look it up.
Did the whale talk in the film?
No.
Original, then. That's how you tell. If the animal talks, it's a Disney creation. If it's not talking, it's originally there.
To be fair, though, they set fire to a boat in it, and the whale doesn't explode.
Why would it explode?
Well, it's got a lot of methane in its belly. You know how fat things are. They're full of methane.
Is that true? If you set fire to a whale, would it explode?
I'd expect so. If they come up on the side of a beach
How does Pinocchio's dad survive inside its stomach then?
fishing.
What?
Well, he's in a big boat.
But there's no air in there, is there?
Well, yeah, because it's so big, and it's not full of water. If it's full of water, it wouldn't be able to swim.
Is that true?
I guess so. He's in Pinocchio.
So it's perhaps not true. I'm confused about
What,
whales now.
what got me more was that his pet cat was there, and that was fine. And
What, in the whale?
yeah, and he had a fish, a goldfish, in a goldfish bowl that was completely fine as well.
What's weird about that?
Well, she made it out of the whale and the shipwreck and back to land, still in the same goldfish bowl.
How did they get out of the whale?
They set fire to the boat, and they made a raft out of other bits and swam that out the whale's mouth when it
Why
sneezed,
did they need to set fire to it?
to make it sneeze.
The whale sneeze?
Apparently, if you set fire to their innards.
If you were trapped in a whale,
Yep.
firstly, did Pinocchio go into?
He went in to save his dad.
Actually, I wouldn't go in to save you. I'd try and throw a plan together from the outside on land.
See what I thought? Old Geppetto, that was his dad's name.
Right?
He's fishing, yeah,
Yeah.
to stay alive inside a whale.
Yeah.
He's inside a whale.
Right.
He could have just got his knife and fork out and just ate the whale from the inside.
You wouldn't want to eat whale, though, would you? If there's
It's fish, isn't it?
But if there's a bit of cod lying around there that's untouched.
You know me, I like exotic food. I'd just have cut a whale steak off and cooked it. Because I assume he was cooking the fish. He was able to make fire in there. So I'd have probably tried to take from, I don't know, places that were less, sensitive. And by the time Pinocchio got there, it would have just been a whale's carcass with me just stuffed.
But then you'd sink because the water would get in.
Yeah, I suppose. I'd have to not take the skin.
What, it's just going to be an empty skin sack?
Yeah. And then I could just swim back to... I assume that would float then.
That could become a hot air balloon. Perhaps that's where hot air balloons came from originally.
Maybe. Set the fire then, float out of the water.
Problem solved. There you go. There's your rescue. I don't need to rescue. If you ever get eaten by a whale, I'll just explain to all the rescue people, don't worry, he's got a plan for this situation. He's going to eat that whale out from the inside, then set a fire in there so that he floats, and fly back to safety. How are you going to steer this
I can't
whale?
see any problems with this. I'd use the leg bones that we talked about earlier. I imagine if I pull on them...
Interesting. I suppose once the meat around them's gone, they'll start to protrude again. You'll be the inventor of the whale with legs. When people Google whale with legs in a few years' time, there'll just be a picture of you grinning back, waving a leg bone around. It saved me!
But I'll be really fat from all the whale I ate.
I don't know that we'd spot any difference. What are you saying? Did you know we went on an adventure this week? Well, it wasn't. We didn't go on an adventure.
The adventure came to us, really.
Yeah, we did a little live show.
We did.
We might have mentioned it on the show once or twice in the past.
It should be available on the internet sometime in the near.
Sometime this year.
Yeah.
Well, there's a really dodgy version of it available on the internet at the moment.
That's the one people saw live.
Yeah, exactly. And we're trying to do a proper one with Steven Spielberg playing Sheepdog. He's doing a bit of acting in it, playing the role of Sheepdog.
Didn't he act in Jurassic Park?
I don't know, I've not seen it. Tell me about Jurassic Park.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
That's what this show has become. You telling me.
Bro, I did say let's start a
films.
YouTube channel where we spend 5 minutes explaining the plots of films so people can... Because then now everyone can go into work tomorrow and be like, watch that Pinocchio the other day, and they can just wing it.
Surely anyone who cares has already seen it.
Nah, but, I'm talking about pop culture here. If you're in a group of people and they're all talking about it, you can just be there going, oh, yeah, I'm a cool kid, I'm part of it.
But I don't remember any of your... I remember there was a whale in it. I could throw in a comment about the whale to make it look like I watched it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're here for.
Ah, that fox, eh?
Yeah, that wily old fox.
What a rascal he was.
Honest John,
when the fox ate the whale.
That didn't happen.
See, there you go, I'd make a fool of myself.
Just where you've got to listen a little bit harder. I've compressed an hour and a half film into, let's say 10 minutes now.
Was it as long as an hour and a half?
Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes.
I watched Dumbo again the other year, and that was only 45 minutes long.
Yeah, that surprised me when I watched that.
I watched it twice to make up for it. Because I had time set aside. I think it gets...
Set aside 80 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we did a live show. We did the, what was it? The best franchise in entertainment.
Pokemon 1.
That's not quite what happened though, is it? I think you'll find I was victorious with
Me and the barmaid voted for it.
Yeah, and I voted for DC.
No, you voted for Batman, you fraud.
Batman came second. DC was first. So I won MGPX. How do you feel about that?
I think the real winner was me. I drank more than everyone else put together.
But you also ended up snapping a pool cue and using the wrong end of a pool cue. And then...
I didn't snap one. Someone snapped one in anger at me and flipped me off my chair.
Yeah, that's basically your fault. You snapped a pool cue. You were lying around on the floor of a hotel. Why? Bear in mind, I'm a 32 and a bit-year-old man now. Why did we think it was a good idea to go to a hotel after midnight and keep on drinking? That's not something I've ever done before.
I've never done that before either.
I don't do stuff like that. I don't think I've ever been out until 3 o'clock in the morning before. I've lived a sheltered life.
I felt pretty rough the next day. I felt rough that night, but even more rough the next day.
I was so sleepy. I had to have an afternoon nap yesterday. I've not had an afternoon nap since I was a small child.
I fell asleep on the sofa a few times. So I've got to admit.
I went up to bed.
Oh no, I
hung some towels up over the curtains to make sure it was nice and dark. Tucked myself up into bed, put my pyjamas back on, and I gave myself an hour.
No, I got home and said to my wife, I'll be with you in an hour. Went and had a bath and just laid around. And then when I came back down, I was feeling fine, and then just snoozed on the sofa for the next 5 hours, pretty much, while playing Batman in between the game. I wasn't just running around singing Batman theme tunes. I don't do that anymore. But do you not feel like you need to sort yourself out after that weekend?
No.
I've had a really, really, really busy old week where I kind of went to my mum's on the Thursday and ate loads, and then went to a funeral the next day and ate loads, and then went to MGPX and ate and drank loads.
How many meals did you have at MGPX? I didn't realise.
Only 2.
I snuck an extra one in somewhere along the way. I had my normal lunch of half a starter platter. Obviously, you had a full one because you're a greedy man.
Yep.
Then I had my Thai food dinner. I had my crispy beef and some squid and a bit of rice. And that should have been that. But then I went and had a 3-piece chicken dinner down the road at about 10 o'clock. I don't know why that happened.
You're a monster. I declined when you offered that. I'm a good, dieter. But I'd had like a takeaway Thursday, a takeaway Friday, takeaway Saturday. Sunday I knew was going to be Sunday dinner. Well, it wasn't, to be fair, actually. We had pasta bake. But I felt by today I was like, right, God, I need to detox. I need to stop eating unhealthy food. I need to be good. I ended up having toast to breakfast, which is still not very good. I thought, okay, now I can still go through the rest of the day. I can have a salad for lunch and whatever my wife makes me for dinner. It'll all be good. We had pizza for dinner. But when I got to work, my colleague had taken an order a couple of weeks back of some stuff because he used to work on an army base. You can get food. And he asked me if I wanted any stuff from America. And I said, I gave him a list of the Pop-Tart varieties you can't get here. And for weeks, they've not delivered. And then today, they arrived. I got 12 Pop-Tarts at home that I can't really eat because I'm supposed to be detoxing. But I had one anyway. I'm dying of unhealthiness now, though.
What flavour Pop-Tart was it?
Cinnamon. Frosted cinnamon.
Sounds delightful. Give me one.
No. We both agreed on the way home yesterday, after I'd had 2 breakfasts and you'd had an extra large fry-up.
Mm-hmm. And finished all the table hash browns that no one else wanted.
The 5 or 6 hash browns that were left lying around.
Yeah.
We vowed on the way home that this was it. We needed to go on a diet. We need to cut back.
And I actually went home and started Googling things. I read 2 books yesterday afternoon around my nap on dieting and health and stuff.
I had a long chat with my wife where she was saying I should do the 5-2 diet, do what I want for 5 days, have 2 days off every week.
That's not quite what the 5-2 diet is, though, because I bought that book earlier in the year and tried that for a few days, and it's basically almost starve yourself for 2 days and then eat reasonably healthy for the other 5 days. It's not do what you want. If you just do what you want, you just average out and don't lose, don't gain.
Well, I meant, yeah. The thing is with me, because you always say, oh, you just got to eat less calories than you put in less than you put out or whatever. But,
that is always, that's my phrase.
But
don't put out. That's how we summarise it.
But you're saying, like, make sure you're eating over 1,400 calories or something like that. And the first time, I mean, it's not so much the case now because of all the takeaways and stuff, but at the time, trying to hit 1,400 calories was ridiculously hard. I was so under. I'd be sitting there watching what I was eating and watching what I was drinking and sticking to like water and orange juice and the occasional tea. And I'd count it all up at the end of the day and I'd be on like 800 or 900 calories.
You must have been counting it up wrong.
And I'd be reading the packets and weighing it all. It was ridiculous. And nothing was happening. And then I thought, right, I'll eat more. I'll add all the difference. It'll be veg. And then I just got really ill because I ate so much veg. It was just horrible.
How can eating loads of veg make you ill?
It just made my stomach hurt so much for weeks. It was just horrible.
I got like that when I was doing juicing earlier in the year. That juicing thing, that has officially destroyed me because for about the previous 2 or 3 years, I'd been eating okay and been consistently losing weight. Like, not massive amount of weight, but each year a stone came off probably without me really having to try very hard. I wasn't. And it was just purely from not eating loads of crap anymore. I was just generally making sensible decisions. But doing juicing for 3 or 4 days completely broke me. And for the next 6 months, I've not been able to make sensible decisions anymore. I don't know. It's left me with a 6-month binge. And I've put on 2 stone. And I now weigh more than I did 3 years ago.
I always
it all
go through
started.
cycles throughout the year. Every year about this time, I end up weighing about 19 stone. And then my wife nags me. Well, she doesn't really nag me. I moan, and then she says, "We'll go on a diet then." And then I say, "No, it's not really my priority or whatever at the moment." And then about 2 weeks later, I come back moaning and then go on a diet, and she gets really fed up of me constantly going back and forth. This time, it was mainly because a couple of the guys stood there at the MGPX the other day telling me how much I'd let myself go. And I was only 3 years older than one of them, and I looked like I was about 15 years older, and it's really laying into me. When I told my wife this, she was like, "That's awful."
And true.
Yeah, that's what I said, pretty much. And
You should get a picture of him and a picture of you and put them side by side and say, "Look, disagree with him."
No, this is the thing. I mean, she didn't disagree. She just said it was a horrible thing to say. But yeah, he's right. And I do really, I need to start looking younger than I am, which is like going to be impossible.
Shave. That's the key to looking young. Clean shavenness. You have to lose the beard.
It's weird as well. Like my arms and my legs are quite small. I've just got a barrel of a middle. I'm just a barrel with arms and legs. I'm pretty much that whale we talked about earlier. Like, if I get a bit fatter, my legs will just disappear into myself. And
that'd be hilarious. Do that. Forget any other plans you've got. I want to see that happen.
My legs will fuse into a
I'm
tail.
going to go and live in the sea.
I imagine that's probably what it was. I got so sick of just being warm and uncomfortable. I mean, you were asking me why I was walking with my arms in a weird position. That was mainly because I've been pulled off this chair by my arms. But I was walking with my arms in front of me, and I think it's probably me going on to the next step, just dragging myself forward with my flippers. Soon I'll be just rolling around on my front, dragging myself along. Because my arms were already in that position, weren't they? I was facing them out.
Yeah, it was weird.
I couldn't just... And your missus tried to straighten my back up so that I could walk properly. It just didn't work.
You did look noticeably taller when you did that. That made you look younger. Just having your shoulders back and your back straight and your chest out. It immediately made you look. Oh, he's not walking like an old man anymore. He looks like a young man.
I'm pretty sure that I've been descending into trollhood. I'm just slowly turning into Shrek.
Not as slow as you think.
Well, it was slow. It's starting to speed up. I do need... I told you before, I've said this many a time, I need Gok Wan.
But some of the reasons you've said you've needed them in the past haven't been suitable for a family show.
Yeah, but I think he'd sort me out with a diet and a fashion sense.
Is he known for his dieting skills?
Well, I'm sure he makes people feel better about themselves by, I don't know, doing stuff.
Is the solution just to feel better about yourself, or is it to just stop eating so much?
I don't know. I don't really eat that much. I go through phases, like this past week where I've just been not at home, so I've had to eat out, and I tried to be healthy. I got a steak on its own with some rice, actually, but I had nothing else with it, and I didn't eat any. I thought it was quite a nice, healthy
dinner. You did have
dinner.
about 20 pints as well.
The one before, the lunch that you said I had one on my own of, that was tiny. That was like 2 chicken wings, 2 chicken satays, and 2 ribs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had half of that.
That's not a lunch, half of that.
That's probably why I had a chicken dinner later.
Exactly. Yes, I had about 20 pints after it, but that's very rare, and that was just because we were doing that. And it probably wasn't 20, it was a lot. But I went on to liquor, I can't say that properly, later on.
You started taking shots of Sambuca. That's different
No,
from
it was
going
Jack
on to
Daniels.
liquor.
Jack Daniels. I don't like Sambuca.
Just stop having shots. Don't do shots. Shots are for losers.
I was fine. So what is this episode about? Which bit are we going on about? Because we argued at the start. Well, not argued. We debated. I wanted to do it about health.
Well, yeah, health / diets / us not being fat anymore. Later on in the show, we're going to do a weigh-in, and I think it's going to be a regular feature that we're going to do. Well, it's not going to take. This isn't going to become a diet podcast, but the last couple of minutes of each show, we're going to get on the scales and see who's
Each
lost.
show, not once a month or something.
I don't see why we can't do it every week. Make it a...
Because you know what I'm like? You'll lose momentum because I'll lose like 4 stone, and then I'll rest on my laurels because I've lost so much weight.
Well,
so
when
quickly.
I lose interest, we'll stop doing it every week. So you get the glory while I'm interested.
Get that £1,000 bet that I let you off because I just...
You got bored as well.
Yeah, but I also had it won by miles because I'd basically lost 4 limbs and was suddenly really, really light.
Yeah, but you didn't want to keep it up. That one had a deadline. We had to lose the most weight by the end of the year or something, and we made the bet in October, and we were doing the weigh-in in May or something like that. And by January, you'd lost 4 stone, and I was just tootling along, maybe lost half a stone. And then in January, you thought, oh, I can't keep this up for another 4 months. Let's call it all off. And then by the time we got round to May, I had lost more weight than you because you'd put some of yours back on again.
Yeah, I was really... The thing is, I feel ill when I lose weight. I feel ill when I put it on. And I'm stuck as well. I tried everything. I've tried just exercising more. All my mates are into running and doing stupid Tough Mudder things and stuff like that. And they're always like, exercise. But... I've done all that. It's just rubbish. It's really
Exercise doesn't make any difference. That's one of the most demotivating thing about going on a diet or trying to lose weight. You go to the gym and you bust your ass on the exercise bike for like half an hour, and it tells you you've burnt 220 calories, and then you go and have a Twix, which is like 270. Yeah, but you've done all that hard work, half an hour of your life, and just being uncomfortable and sweaty and horrible. And it's less than a bar of chocolate that you've actually achieved there. The exercise makes no difference at all. All that will make you fitter. So the next time you want to cycle for half an hour, it'll be easier to do. But it's not going to help you lose weight. Not really. It's not going to make a significant difference. When you could just say, right, I'm not going to have dinner today and save 1,000 calories doing that. That's the way to do it. It's all about food. Surely.
I don't know. I mean, we're both fat people. We can't act like we've cracked it.
I've read a lot about it, though. I understand it. I just can't stick to it.
I just see how much time my friends put into it, and I think if you put all that time at the end of their lives, it would probably balance out. Like, if they lived to 90, but spent 20 years of that 90 years running...
Well, you think either of us are making it to 70 if we carry on as we 70.
Are? Well, my granddads were overweight and they lasted over 70. But do you know what I mean? I'd rather die early and not spend all that time exercising. The thing that annoys me as well is my wife does no exercise, but she's thin as anything. I want that metabolism, please.
Swap. But she also has a controlled-ish diet because she's vegetarian. So
she eats a lot of sweets.
Yeah, but just by limiting any food group out, by default, you're going to eat less calories, surely.
I say practically vegetarian. She bought me a pepperoni pizza today, actually, which was surprising. Normally, it's vegetarian pizza.
And I bet that pepperoni pizza was 3 times the calories of normal pizza.
I didn't check, but probably.
I remember the last time I had a Domino's pizza. After I'd eaten it, I looked at how many calories it was per slice for a pepperoni passion. Bearing in mind, this pizza's got like 8 or 10 slices on, and it was something like 270 calories a slice. And I'm done with Domino's now. I don't need to have you anymore because you're nearly 3,000 calories for the whole pizza.
Yeah, see, this is it. I need to stop with takeaways and restaurants and eating out. I think if I'm out and about, I need to be having like a Boots meal deal salad. I've started having salads at work, but they don't do any healthy salads in Tesco's.
Surely all salads are healthy.
Well, they're all like 400 calories.
That doesn't make them unhealthy. You need to have them without the mayonnaise.
There isn't a non-mayonnaise version.
Can't you just buy a lettuce?
That's what my colleague said, but I was like, I'm not preparing a salad every goddamn day. I just want to buy.
But you could buy a bag of mixed salad and then go and buy a cooked chicken breast. There you go, chicken salad.
Well, this is chicken, bacon, and.
Perhaps you don't need to have the bacon and the pasta in there.
It's 400 calories, it's nice, but it's got too much mayo in it. If they took the mayo out, that would be perfect.
Right to Tesco and ask them to take the mayo out.
It's got a nice layer of carrots at the bottom, and then I have a bag of carrots to go with it, instead of crisps.
So it's a layered salad?
Yeah, that's the word.
Could you not just miss out on the mayonnaise layer?
Or like spoon it out. That's a good idea, actually. That's a really good idea. Just get a spoon, spoon all the mayo into the bin.
Yeah. Problem solved.
You're a clever man.
I am.
Why are you so fat?
Because I don't like it. I'm not interested in all this nonsense. At the moment, I'm fat because of bloody juicing. Because I still have flashbacks about it. It was a nightmare. I spent 300 quid on all the kit and all the fruit and all the vegetables, and I still feel sick when I think about it. It was that horrible.
No one's going to believe me after talking about the takeaways, but that's only this past 4 days. I feel rotten as hell because I've had 4 days of drinking and eating out and being at a funeral and stuff like that, where it's just been unhealthy, lots of drink, lots of food. But before that, I'm adamant, and I'm adamant, and the doctor also told me this. I'm on these damn tablets that have made me I put on like 2 stone taking these tablets. It's ridiculous.
Because each tablet's like £4, isn't it? Mm. So at any one time you've got 5 or 6 in your system. That's what. But
I need to get off them, and that'll make me lose some weight. Hopefully, I hope that doesn't just stay on forever.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? That's one way to cure depression, isn't it? It makes someone really, 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 really fat, so they just die of obesity. And yeah, that's ruined me. And now I'm in a much less mobile job, so I walk to the shop and back now to get my food.
Whoa, calm down, sheepdog.
I walk like 4 miles a day.
Wow.
I'd say, if I go to the shop.
I walked 12 miles on Friday.
You did, didn't you? But
I did.
Walking seems to do nothing for us either. We walked 30 miles.
Yeah, I tell you what, I did my 12 miles on Friday, and then giddy off the back of that, challenged Pab to do a weekend competition on Fitbit, which he beat me on again. He's a monster. I did like 25,000 steps over the course of the weekend, so that's another 10 or 12 miles. So in the last...
Excuse me.
Over the course of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I've walked about 25 miles and tried to get up and go for a walk again this morning, and my knees are both really swollen up because I've obviously been walking too much.
I'm trying to find
out I've broken myself.
That Apple do, because that tracks your steps, doesn't it?
You have to turn it on for it to do it. Let's have a look.
So that's surprising, actually. I've not done as many miles as I should have, because I walk a mile to the bus stop and back every day, but this is only tracked 1.25 miles.
See, there you go. I've done... Oh, mine's in kilometres. Why is yours in miles? How do you convert that? I've done 5.3 kilometres today. Whatever that is in real money. Oh, sorry, that's for the year. Hang on. Oh, no, it still is for the day.
That's for the year. Yeah,
well,
could you imagine? I've done 5 kilometres this year.
I had year pressed down on there. But, yeah, so I suppose despite... Oh, I've walked the dog. That's all I've done today. So that's where that spike is there.
2 kilometres.
See, that's awful. 2 kilometres? You're a monster. What's wrong with you?
That is pretty bad. It doesn't have any other days on it.
You need a treadmill desk at work.
Because it's Monday, it says I've only done 2.1 kilometres this week.
Have you only just turned it on? Is that what it is? Did you turn it on as you got in the car already? Oh, no, it is on. There you go. Oh, is that over the course of the month? You had one good day, look. You should set yourself the target of 10,000 steps a day that all those Fitbit folk do.
Yeah, I don't want to have to pay for a Fitbit though.
You don't have to. Now you've got... that's a 5S, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can have that sync directly into Fitbit with the motion tracking it does on your phone, and that will go straight into the Fitbit league tables with us. So you can now join.
I didn't like doing that before. It's annoying. I don't think walking does much for me anyway.
But it's extra exercise.
Might drink more water. That'll help.
Yeah.
Less coffee. But actually, now I need coffee.
Is coffee bad? Because I'm going to get on into a minute about what I've started today, but one thing I haven't done is cut down on coffee in any way. I've dropped everything else that's bad, but I've still had 6 cups of coffee today with no milk.
My daily average is 4 kilometres. I know why that's lower. My wife gave me a lift to the bus stop this morning. Yeah. And I didn't walk to the shop because I was in the middle of a very important call. But my average is 4 kilometres.
Okay.
That's all right. I was looking at that in horror, thinking we may have like a damn fool there, sheepdog. But no, I'm all right.
What's bad about coffee then? Because I'm not that bothered about health right now. I want to lose weight. So is it going to make me fat?
I think coffee affects your sleep, and less sleep affects your weight.
I certainly don't have a problem with not sleeping.
What do you mean, what? So you sleep lots?
I sleep, yeah. I'll go to bed.
Proper sleep?
What do you mean proper sleep?
Yeah,
my eyes are shut and I don't
Dreaming?
know what's going on. I've never really dreamed, even when I was a kid. I have dreamed more recently. I've had 2 or 3 dreams over the last few months.
Can you imagine if that was Martin Luther King's speech? 2 or 4 dreams in the last few months.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'd be on board with that.
Yeah.
He'd broaden his portfolio a little bit if he'd have had 2 or 3 dreams. One dream, achieved it, give up now.
Has he achieved it?
Can't remember what his dream was.
Fair enough. So, I don't know. Coffee isn't bad for your blood pressure.
Probably.
But it's always been fat.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to the doctors about my gallstones. because I'm a really old man. And
did you have a look at your gout while you were there?
No, but he said to me, I haven't got gout. He said to me, gallstones are caused by people losing weight and then putting it back on and then losing it and putting it back on. And I was like, doesn't sound familiar. No, he was like, have you gone, because he weighed me, I think I was about 19 then. And he said, have you...
19 years old we're talking about.
How much did you weigh, like, I don't know, 6 months ago? And I was like trying to convince him that I was about 16 and a half. And he was like, she's telling me you're at 3 stone heavier now. And I was like, that sounds about right. And I was thinking, and I'll be 16 again by Christmas. And
you are the only person in the world who loses weight for the winter. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I just, over summer, yeah. It's because I'm out and about. It's because everyone convinces me to go places in the summer, so I start eating lots out and about.
I see.
But
again, most people go out more at Christmas when they're going to Christmas parties and stuff. And having Christmas dinner.
But it's colder, so I'm out not wearing a coat, getting cold. Burning off all the fat to keep warm.
So you think just cold weather makes you lose
I love
weight?
cold weather. I think it probably does.
Yeah, I don't.
If I could just sit in a freezer all the time.
You could, but you'd eat.
There's
all the
those
food
people. Where was I listening to this? I'm trying to think now. There's people who sit in a freezer at minus 200 degrees for 3 minutes and it burns 800 calories.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Surely it also kills you.
No,
Or
you get
gives you
out at 3
frostbite.
minutes and you're all right.
How does it burn that many calories?
I heard it probably on a comedy podcast, but it's a legitimate thing people
Can
pay
we just... There's a chest freezer in the garage. Can we just, after the show each week, just sit in that for a few minutes?
So I'm not sure how true this must be, because it was on the Complete Guide to Everything. They were talking about it a couple of weeks
Well,
back.
I probably made it up then.
No, they were talking about the fact you can go to gyms and you pay a few quid and you sit in them.
There was a good juice bar at a gym I used to go to. I used to go in there, get a glass of juice and watch the cricket because I didn't have Sky Sports.
Yeah, mine
at
used to
home.
show the horse racing, and I didn't even like horse racing, but I used to sit there with my mate watching the horse racing, and then we'd go sit in the steam room and the pretty girls in their bikinis when they sat in there, we'd chat with them. I was thinner then. It was actually worth my while then. I wasn't married either, obviously. And then we'd go for kebab on the way home, and that's where I think it all went wrong.
Probably. Not doing any exercise while you were there.
Oh yeah, we did a little bit, but usually that was only so that we could watch the Sky Sports News was on upstairs, and the women that ran it were quite attractive. So we'd go up there, watch Sky Sports News, see what's happening in the football, then go watch the horse racing, then go watch the bikini-clad women.
Right. I have today started the paleo diet.
Isn't this the nut one where you don't eat bread?
Yeah. What do you mean the nut one? As in you eat nuts,
Yeah.
or it's nutty?
No, then you eat nuts.
I've had a handful of walnuts today. The general, it's not just bread you don't eat. You basically have to eat like a caveman.
Yeah, my dad tried this. It didn't work.
What didn't work about it? He didn't like it, or he didn't lose weight?
Didn't lose weight, as far as I remember.
Interesting.
It won't work.
Why won't
Next
it work?
one.
Why won't it work?
Because you've tried everything.
Yeah, I've not tried this one.
It won't work.
But after a day of it, it's much better than juicing was. Because at this point of juicing, I felt rough.
Yeah, well, juicing was just a
Whereas
foolish
today-
idea that you spent, 400 quid on?
Yeah, I've not spent any money. I even am buying the food day to day at the moment. So if I decide to give up, I don't lose a whole week's worth of
You're
chicken
starting
breasts.
to learn. That's
I
amazing.
am. So this morning I had a spinach omelette with an avocado on the side.
What
That
kind
was
of
all right.
caveman had a spinach omelette with avocado
Well,
on
they
the
had
side?
eggs, they had spinach, they had avocados. You
I don't
can
think they
prepare
did.
them differently.
I think you're supposed to go outside and scratch around on the floor until you find something.
I think that might be where your dad was going wrong. He was doing it outside a pub and getting half-eaten kebabs and stuff.
Probably.
For lunch, I had, what did I have? A chicken salad.
Did you get the chicken off the side of the road? Did you go
No,
catch a chicken?
it was a breast of a chicken that I bought from a supermarket. And then for tea, I had tuna steak and salad. So,
What kind of rich caveman are you? Avocado, tuna.
because, what? Are they expensive?
Avocado is, isn't it?
No, it was 4 for £1.50 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than buying apples.
They sound quite nice though, tuna steak. I do like a tuna steak.
Yeah, and I've been sat there flicking through I've got a paleo recipe book that I downloaded on my iPad, and I'm looking through it. I'm thinking, well, I could have a steak. I could have steak and sweet potato chips
I
and
thought
some fried mushrooms. You can have unlimited butter.
what kind of caveman ate butter?
I don't care.
Didn't Fred Flintstone eat ribs bigger than his car?
Yeah, so you can have ribs.
Wow.
I could go to a barbecue restaurant, and as long as I don't have chips, I can have pulled pork, I can have some coleslaw,
Did you have a boss
I can have a
hog
side salad. Yeah, you can have all the meat.
Wow.
So the only thing you're really restricted on, you don't eat any dairy or any grain products. So...
No Dairy Dunkers, is that what you're saying?
No Dairy Dunkers, no milk.
Baby bells?
No baby
Cheese
bells.
strings?
No. You can have a bit of Greek yoghurt if you really need to have a bit of dairy.
What if I want a Peppa Pig yoghurt?
Then wait until you're thin. Then you'll have earned it. And you can't have any bread, pasta or rice or stuff like that.
What about spaghetti?
That's pasta, you cretin.
What about... What's that?
Is that the only pasta you can think
the pouchy stuff?
Ravioli. No.
Ravioli? He's not ravioli.
Ravioli's pouches. Don't talk to me about pasta. I can't eat pasta for another 2 or 3 days until I give up on this yoghurt. Yoghurt diet. I want a yoghurt. God damn it, man. Give me a yoghurt dipped in pasta.
What about the red milk? That's more white water than dairy, surely.
Well, you see, it says if you're going to crack, have the full fat ones. It's better for you. So if you have a Greek yogurt, you have to have the full fat Greek yogurt. If you're going to have butter, you have to have proper butter. Don't have any of this margarine stuff, because all they do when they take the fat out of stuff is replace it with chemicals that will kill you.
What does it say in there about Mao?
What? It doesn't say anything about Mao, because no one knows what that is. What's Mao? Mao, what, the sweets?
Yeah.
Don't eat them.
Oh, what?
Don't eat anything sugary.
What about those red pencils?
No, just no sweets.
Pop-Tarts?
No, you can have...
just been bought for me.
You can have a couple of squares. Well, I'm doing it, not you. That's
well, I'm thinking about doing it, and now you're telling me I can't have Pop-Tarts.
Finish your Pop-Tarts and start tomorrow. You can have a couple of squares of dark chocolate if you need to have something sweet.
Where does it stand on American IPAs? Because I've just won a crate of beer that I'm still waiting to receive.
You can drink wine and spirits, but not beer.
Not even hoppy beer.
Well, you're allowed 3 cheat meals a week where you can eat whatever you want. You can have them all on
eat beer.
Yeah, you can have them all on one day if you want. So you can have a whole day off, or you can spread them out over the course of the week. So yeah, I don't see why you couldn't. Anna said what she's going to do for one of her cheat days is just have 4 Mars bars. That'll be her meal. I'm not having a meal. I'm just going to eat chocolate this meal, and that's going to be my meal.
That sounds like a good breakfast.
Yeah. Whereas I could just have a couple of pints of gin and tonic.
Well, I'll make that crate of beer last longer than it normally does then. Sounds like a good plan. I might go home and run this by the old ball and chain, see what she thinks.
The only problem is, it would involve you having completely separate meals to her, because it's quite
I already
heavy.
do.
What, completely separate?
Pretty much.
I thought you said you were pretty much vegetarian.
Well, yeah, we do have... Well, the thing is, she kind of cooks a different meal for the kids, a slightly different meal for me, and then a different meal for herself.
Because you're going to need to have meat a lot.
Yeah.
And the list of meats was phenomenal. It's got stuff like snake on it. You can eat snake if you want.
What about rhino?
I think it was on there. I've got the list of meats. So I haven't got the list of meats to hand, but it had some ridiculous stuff on there. Stuff like emu. If you can find emu, you can have emu.
There's an emu farm down the road from my parents' house.
Well, there you go. And you can have emu, and it's not a problem.
I walked into that once. Did I ever tell you I was walking in the dark to my mate's house across a field? Suddenly, right in front of me, luckily there was a fence. Okay. There's an emu just face to face with me.
What did he say?
And we just ran for miles.
What, you and the emu holding hands, running over the hill?
Me and my mates ran, and he just followed along, bobbing along next to us by the fence, just squawking at us. And I didn't know there was a fence there. I just panicked because, from my point of view, I was nose to beak with an emu. But as I ran along the fence, I realised we were okay.
As you ran into the fence because you wanted to give the emu a hug.
I should have.
You should have wrung its neck.
Yeah, I was just about to say a similar thing.
But I've never had emu. Have you ever had emu? Because I could have emu now. I want to eat snake. Now I know it's permitted.
They used to sell it at that place down the road.
What, snake?
Yeah. Cobra. I don't mean the beer. I assume.
I don't think you can have that. So I'd need to clarify. Is this snake full of beer?
Or was it python? I had bison. That's nice.
But there's a whole chapter
Antelope.
in the book there's a whole chapter on bison. Bison's an incredibly healthy meat to eat, apparently.
Antelope and bison are meant to be, they're completely fat-free.
And ostrich.
And they taste
like
beef. And ostrich taste like chicken. but they've got no fat in any of them.
So perhaps we need to buy a couple of rifles
Zebra's
and
good.
go hunting for these critters.
Zebra's good. And it's stripy all the way through, unless they made it look like that.
It's probably food colouring. That's what I'd do. I'd just get a bit of chicken.
Well, I say all the way through, it was like pink with a black line through it.
Yeah, it
like
sounds like someone's gone over a chicken breast with a Sharpie. Just, zebra now.
Well,
Put some scales on it to make it look like crocodile. Crocodile's on the list.
Yeah, I haven't had that, but I saw that on the menu when I was there.
And alligator. And I don't know the difference between the two. What is the difference
One's
between
from Australia, one's from America.
But otherwise they're the same.
Nah, they're probably slightly different.
So if you were a crocodile and you went to America, you'd then call yourself an alligator.
Such thing as a crocagator, because they have like tyons and ligers.
Who has tyons and ligers?
Geneticists, I guess. Breeder folk. They bred a lion and a tiger, and depending on what way you do it, so if it's a male tiger and a female lion, or the other way around, it's either a tyon or a liger.
It's a bit sexist doing it that way. Surely, does it not give you the same beast? Could you not just
No, that's
call
what I'm
it
saying.
a
It
new
doesn't
thing?
call you the same beast. It gives
How?
you
Why?
like a tiger-like lion or a lion-like tiger.
Which one's dominant, male or female?
I want no. It doesn't matter what gender it is.
Well, no, but if Mummy is a lion,
Oh,
is
right.
it,
I
is
don't
it
know.
like a
I
lion
don't know.
or like a tiger?
I don't know. I didn't do the. I didn't go into that much detail.
Because that would give us the age-old answer of what's better, boys or girls.
I think the liger was the bigger of the two. I saw a picture of it and it was amazingly big. There was another
bigger
one.
than either a lion or a tiger. It was
somehow it was.
fantastic.
It was enormous. There's loads of things like that though. I'm trying to think what other things I've read about that. You can tell I read some weird parts of the internet because I'd never really thought about it until I was talking about the whale with legs. And now I'm thinking TED Talks ruined me.
Stop watching them then.
Can't help myself there.
Focus all your time on learning about weight loss stuff. I actually googled top 10 diets just to get an idea. And
You've been on pretty much all of them. I looked at the list.
This is the one off the NHS website, this list. And there's a couple I've not heard of that were a bit weird. There's the Dukan. Don't know what that is.
I've heard of that and I can't remember what it is.
That sounds like it starts off as the Atkins and then you start adding some stuff back in. That's about it. There's one called the Alkaline Diet, where presumably you just eat batteries. That was on the list.
I think that's when you've got too acidic a diet.
Maybe.
You just have to kind of eat the opposite. Like vinegar, is that acidic or alkaline?
That's acidic, isn't it?
And so then the opposite would be, I don't know, sherbet.
What? So the alkaline diet is just eat a lot of sherbet.
Honey, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, I'll allow that. We'll have honey. It's the honey diet. The South Beach diet, I don't know what that is.
Sand.
And then you've got the likes of Slimming World, Slim Fast, Light Life. I don't see how Slim Fast in this day and age is still considered even remotely healthy. Rather than having meals, just have this really sugary milkshake.
I did that once when I was, it must have been 2008, so what's that?
And you'd have
7 years
loved
ago.
it because you like sugar.
I like the banana flavoured one.
Each Slim Fast shake has 20 grams of sugar in.
Didn't lose any weight, that's probably why.
You wouldn't, because it's all bloody sugar. Weight Watchers and all that. The one noticeable absentee from this list is juicing. Even the NHS, when they've got some crazy... Some of these, they even say in there, yeah, don't bother with this. This either doesn't work or it's actually dangerous.
Which ones were dangerous?
Atkins was dangerous, I think.
The battery one?
I didn't read that much detail on that one because I hadn't heard of it. I looked down the ones I'd done myself. They said 5-2 doesn't really work because people just eat like a glutton on the 5 days to make up for the 2.
So I feel quite good when I don't eat. That's the weird thing. If I just stopped eating, I'd probably feel alright. Well, until I died, obviously. But, you know.
You'd go out on a high.
Yeah.
Lighter Life is just stupid because that's the one where you pay thousands of pounds for someone to bring you your milkshakes and your soups.
Why can't I just drink bottles of, let's say, sugar-free Lucozade and wash down some vitamin tablets? Because I've got the energy and the nutrients.
But you won't get all the nutrients. Some nutrients can only be found from the food themselves, can't they? Where's your fibre coming from?
What if I ate some spinach?
Now where's your calcium coming from?
The tablets.
Would there be enough?
Take
Because
more
like
of them.
with vitamin C, you can take all the vitamin C tablets in the world, but because it can't be stored in fat cells, within an hour of you taking the vitamin C, you haven't got any vitamin C anymore.
So should I just take hourly vitamin C tablets?
I guess I imagine there's complications all the way along, and eventually, once you've started adding everything in, you're back to have a balanced diet.
I read about a tablet that you can live off for a month.
The iPad.
No, this guy invented it for survival victims. It basically makes your body run off of its stores, and it's not the healthiest way to do it because obviously you miss out on vitamin C and that sort of thing. But you can get by on it. It just basically burns your fat whilst you're staying alive, and you're supposed to get out of the disaster you're in and then go back to a healthy diet. But to prove they worked, the man lived off them for like 60 days before he had to come off them because he was at his limit. But I thought that'd be a great weight loss tablet. He said he was fine for the first 20 days or so. He just kind of got on with it.
Get us a set of them off the internet then. If you're listening, crazy man who made up those tablets, send a few of them to the usual address and we'll have some of them and see what happens.
The feeling put me off, but they weren't that expensive either. I thought...
This is what we're going to get a review copy of them.
My teeth will fall out or something down my luck.
Why will your teeth fall out?
Don't know, I just imagine...
Or you'll wreck the diet by oh, you still had toothpaste? Shouldn't have done that. That's the one thing I'm noticing after only a day of doing paleo. It must be cakes and bread that stops your breath from smelling. Because I remember this when I did the Atkins years ago. I guess maybe it's too much protein or not a carbohydrate, whatever it is. My breath smells like arse. My mouth tastes funny. What's that all about?
That's all the beer and food from the other day. Because it's still... I don't think you're over the weekend yet. I think that's all part of it.
That's probably why I'm making rash decisions.
Probably. But no, I can still feel the effects of the horrible, horrible things I did to my body this weekend. All the booze and food and...
I wish I could still taste that chicken.
Booze and food. There wasn't anything after that
hot
list.
Hot wings were fantastic. Can I eat hot wings? I have to take the breading off. I
And
could eat
sauce,
ordinary wings.
surely.
Yeah, but I could eat ordinary wings. But then they'd just be bland, like the chicken breast I had earlier. Bland.
Are you allowed salt and anything?
No. You can have pepper. But who the hell wants pepper when there's salt in the room? Everyone knows salt is the king of flavour.
What about herbs, like five spice?
Oh yeah, you can have all that. I had my chicken breast today. I had some basil and some thyme on, and a bit of pepper. And my tuna, I had garlic and rosemary and some pepper. Pepper's going to go on everything from now on.
Any lemon?
I had lemon on the chicken, but not on the tuna because I didn't have any lemon left because I had it all with my chicken.
Could you make a plum sauce out of actual plums?
Probably.
Oranges?
I don't think you can make plum
Apple
sauce out of oranges. Again, probably.
I'm just thinking, where's the limit? Because
there is no limit. As long
you
as
could
you're
argue
not
that a
adding
caveman,
sugar,
you know...
as long as you're not adding sugar or salt, do what you like. That's the basic rule.
So I can start killing people. Robbing people's houses. I couldn't even get that out.
If all you're interested in is sticking within the rules of the paleo diet, yes, you can start killing people and robbing houses. And as long as you don't eat any of the banned foods, you're fine. Right.
Wow, I want to live in paleo land.
We promised a weigh-in, so who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Right, hold on. I'm going to get the scales. We're going to leave the camera rolling because I want the sound effects.
Are we leaving our shoes on?
Goodness sake. Do you want to take your shoes? I'm going to leave mine on.
I'll leave them on, but I'm thinking... Because what I normally
They weigh
do...
4 stone, don't they? You're wearing your concrete
No, because
boots.
like on the old Wii Fit, they used if you were wearing heavy clothing, they'd take off £4.
Right, so you're taking off £4, are you?
So we agree a £4...
Okay,
what's it called? What's
Yeah.
the word called? Like the
margin of error.
margin of error, that's it.
I'm going to hold this 10-kilogram kettlebell while I do it as well.
Oh, that's fine, because you're going to be 6 kilograms over.
Okay.
It's a £4 margin of error, because I just think these boots are pretty heavy.
Right, we're using the fancy £100 scales I bought the last time I was being...
I bet they don't work.
Sheepdog, these scales, I've got Wi-Fi.
I know, I remember you buying them so that you could sync up with your iPhone or something.
I'm going to be... You're going to stand on these scales, and I'm going to see the result come up on my phone.
I'm up for this, let's go.
Right, here he goes. All you have to do is stand on them. They're magic like that.
I don't have to tap them first.
No, just get on. So he's now standing on the scales.
It says low battery, Kev.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. What it's actually saying is, get off, you're crushing me. Hold on, I'll pause while I check if he's an idiot. Worry not, listeners. I've changed the battery. Sheepdog now knows my Wi-Fi code because it just displayed it on the screen. And now he's getting ready to stand on the scales. He's shaking in his boots, which he's now...
Emptied my pockets.
Are you serious? Can I have your phone? God, look, I've got his wallet here. That is a heavy wallet. Listen to the thud of this wallet. That is a heavy wallet. How much? What was it saying? Are you sad? Do I have to look on my phone to find out?
It's sensing. Your £100 scales still hasn't figured out what I weigh.
Well,
now I have to step off.
Yeah, because it's thinking, Jesus, we've never had anything this high before.
19 stone. 6
19 stone, £6 for sheepdog. Well, I know.
Knock off the 4.
Why is it? Yeah, it's even recognised that that's you because I've already programmed you into my scales.
How?
Because I know they're £100 scales. I programmed you in previously.
Is it asking if I'm your boyfriend? It says BF question mark.
Body fat percentage. Because you had your shoes on. Yeah, is this your boyfriend? Right, you come and get back on the microphone because no one can hear what you're saying from over there.
I've got a loud voice.
So it's saying on my phone the battery's empty and that. What did you just break? Right, I'm going to get on. I know I weigh more than that because I weighed more than that
Right,
this morning.
no, I'm quite pleased because, well, I'm not pleased with 19 stone £2, but you know, that's £2 more than I expected it to be.
I hold myself up on the thing. I've lost £2 since this morning.
It's in my wallet.
It's asking me if I'm your boyfriend. This thing is
Jesus
trying to
Christ.
set us up. I'm 20 stone £5. So what were you?
19.2.
19.2. 19.2? Oh God, I haven't taken off my. I'm taking. Am I allowed 4 as well?
You might as well. Those
So
glasses
I'm
look heavy.
20 stone £1. So I've got £13 on you at the moment. That's going to be gone by the end of August. You're going to be heavier than me by then, young man.
I don't know. Because the thing is, I look at 19 stone and I think, oh, I've hit the glass ceiling again. Because my body aches like crazy when I get to this weight. I hate it. Like it's the point where I just go, you're a disgusting mess. Sort yourself out. Whereas when my wife was saying to me, if you're worried about being overweight, go on a diet. I was like, I'm 18.5 stone. I've not even began to touch the glass ceiling. But
my knees ache.
I was 16 stone in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because this is the cycle
And
of
then
sheepdog.
20 stone in 4 weeks.
Now, I've never reached 20 stone.
Why don't you try and make it happen? Give yourself something to work back from then.
What I need to figure out is how I keep it there when I get down.
By not going back to eating the way you did before.
Mm.
You have to go somewhere in between. Don't keep going one extreme to the other.
Well, that's what I thought I'd done when I levelled out at 17 stone for like 9 months. And then, do you know what? Weirdly, I was still 17 stone in January and I thought, I don't have to lose any weight. I was all right over Christmas. And then February, I went mad. I've been mad since, I think. Same with writing. I was writing like a trooper until February.
We've both gone crazy this year. All those years of hard work. Our swimsuit physiques ruined because of 6 months of cake and pastry.
I was thinking earlier, actually, if I just... Because what I've never done, I've always tried to do cardio and I've always tried to do just barely eating anything. And I'm thinking, what if I just try and eat lots of healthy food and work out with weights?
With kettlebells.
Just loads
I can
of
sell
weight.
you some kettlebells.
Pump some iron and eat some iron. And let's get going.
Tell you what, shall we get to the point where MGPX next year, we're bigger than the bigger boys and they're calling us sir? Is that going to be our goal?
And we'll turn it into a bodybuilding
we'll say,
expo.
All right, scrawny lads, the bigger boys are here.
I'm only 3 years older than you, and you look like you're 40 years older than me. That's
Yeah,
what I say.
that's the goal.
And then I'll poke him in the pecs.
Right, enough of this health nonsense. Don't worry, we're not going to talk about that every week. We'll just do a little weigh-in at the end of the show just so I can gloat at Sheepdog about how much more weight than him I'm losing. Next week, he's going to pick a topic, so he's now got a few days to mull that over before deciding on the topic of next week's show. And did you know, people of the internet, that you can follow us on Twitter at Kev Steve, and you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/KevinSteve. You can email the show, kevinsteve@gmail.com, or you can head on over to our website, which is we'refromtheinternet.com. Is there anything else I'm supposed to tell people? It probably is.
I don't know, but is it cheating that I'm going to have parts of myself removed soon in operations and stuff?
If your gallbladder weighs a significant enough amount to change anything on those scales, then yes, it's cheating.
I might just ask them to have a quick hoover around while they're in there.
What, suck your stomach out as well?
I assume that's allowed.
I might go and eat half a chicken breast in a minute, because normally after the show I'd have a bowl of cereal or a bit of toast with some Nutella on. I've got 2.5 cooked chicken breasts in the fridge. I might go and pull one of them out,
You normally have breakfast cereal at 9 o'clock.
I love cereal.
Because I bet our BMIs are pretty accurately lined.
Yeah, I love cereal.
Outrageous.
Cereal's fantastic. When do you eat cereal?
Never.
Never. Exactly. Something wrong with you. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.